Good evening, and welcome back to Savannah by Night here on the Midnight Dispatch. And I'm very pleased to say it is not the only stream we have going on. Sam, what do we have going on Mondays and the
Oh,
occasional Saturday?
on Mondays, starting this past Monday and continuing for the next few Mondays, we have a Starfinder game happening, and this first episode was quite a treat. Be sure to check out the VOD, either available on the Twitch channel VODs or available on YouTube, if you're watching this significantly afterwards. It's called The Deadbeats. It's a bunch of space pirates that need redemption very dearly, and they definitely have not caused anything to get them into trouble with anyone in any way. But anyway, it's all going fine. Graham and Helena are both in it, so be sure to check that out.
Specifically, art from Helena for all the characters and the splash image. So if
Yeah.
you would like to potentially have some art drawn by our lovely Toreador of all people, which is so beautifully appropriate.
Typecasted.
Yeah. I believe they will be posting their Instagram or other such things either in the Discord or in the Twitch chat now. And did you have anything else for this weekend?
Yes. Smoggle's Screams continues. More of the occultist, which for some reason, another horror game that I was like, oh, there'll be some spooky shit, and they have to have haunted marionettes. So I'm having a wonderful time. It's great. They just find me. I feel like they insert it in a game once they find out I'm about to play it, because there is nothing about that being. It's fine. I'm gonna be dealing with a circus. It's fine.
That's the Monday game.
Oh yes, both are gonna have a circus.
And Martel, where can we find you on every other Friday?
Yeah, so every other Friday, and this month it is the 15th. We're playing Star Wars. We just finished out a little training session with the Hidden Jedi in Jakku, and we're about to do a little bit more. And spoiler alert, Aaron asked me the other day to help him test out his new space combat system that he wants to try to run. So that may or may not be involved.
What's that? Wars in the stars in my Star Wars. I don't know. It's a little crazy. It might work, but in any case, if there's nothing else for anyone to add, let's tell a fucking vampire story, shall we? Last time on Savannah by Night. After a fraught pair of evenings for some of our budding coterie, a birthday party for one of their own at a Toreador elder's extravagant mansion was a much-needed reprieve. Though it seems to be seen if they can survive an all-kindred soiree without the rules of Elysium protectively looming over all. Ellie sought out fashion advice from Petra, who proceeded to adorn themselves with the falsities of their self-proclaimed true face. All while being made abundantly aware just how many Nosferatu were going to that very same upscale event. After psyching himself up in the mirror, Artem was told along with Chris that they would be attending not only for their friend, but as a stand-in for the Seneschal. Despite living close enough that she could have simply walked to all the pomp and circumstance, Cora was called to the southern fringe of the county to be the chauffeur to her extremely exacting primogen. The manor at the center of the historic district welcomed its myriad and numerous guests, and it became readily apparent how many of them were not on Poppy's list, but of Clarice's. Though it did create a variety of opportunities for the nascent coterie to branch out from their limited expectation and start courting, hopefully, more than just disaster for themselves, even if Artem came particularly close to creating one with one of the delectable snacks on offer. But let us check back in with our fledglings to see how they're getting on in the unintended high-stakes social scene of Poppy's birthday. Now, as they were all meandering through the crowd, beginning to disperse and explore, and perhaps sow consequences for them to later reap, let's pick back up with the birthday girl.
Yay! It's me!
The way that we're running this is basically your birthday month.
Yes, which is great. It's how I like to celebrate IRL anyway.
We've noticed.
Yeah. So Cora and I had just talked with Hezekiah and crew.
Fitz specifically
and Fitz.
as well.
And yeah, he's part of the crew because Jub Jub's also part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew. I think I am going to maybe go check in on DJ Rowley if she's here. See if like she needs anything, help with setup if she needs it for the dance party portion, in the Vanta black room that Clarice has painted.
Remind me again, who was Cora last talking to?
Cora was speaking with Olivia and Paul, and had just invited them to join the sexy vortex that will inevitably happen when DJ Raleigh starts spinning.
I'd say as Olivia and Paul perhaps go to acquire a pre-dance snack, you could be passing in the orbit of Poppy as she's on the way to Raleigh.
You want to come see the setup?
I would love to.
Or not see the setup? Ooh, and she'll like grab your hand and twirl you and bring you along if that's okay.
Cora will fully embrace being thrust into a spin.
I will go find DJ Raleigh.
And who do I have her speaking with at the moment? I believe I'm going to be having her speaking with Titus and Nico.
Great.
Oh, this should be lovely.
As I've already described Nico's outfit, I will get to Titus because That is required. There it is. A red-green chameleon effect jacket and pants with a black dress shirt, not quite done up all the way. But for Raleigh, that's a slightly different animal, which would help if I could find it. Okay. For a moment, it's as though whatever texture asset was attributed to DJ Raleigh had failed to load, as there appears to be pure black nothing. Once your eyes adjust and you can process it, you realize she's wearing a high-necked, painted-on, full bodysuit of the most light-absorbing material you've ever seen. The only pops of embellishment are the pure white high-heel sneakers and unplugged headphones resting around her neck.
You absolute icon. You're dressed for the part. Oh, it's so good to see you. Hey, Titus. Nico, I already saw you.
Wounded. I will never recover. Anyways. Just,
Do you need anything setup wise, or can I help?
you see Raleigh sort of smirk at Nico and just gonna playfully ignore him for just a moment, and she just looks at you. Oh, I see we went similar but very different. I'm liking the same direction on different tracks.
Yes. I like it.
She looks at her friend. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, this is Cora Violante. She arrived about the time that I did.
It's
And
great to meet you, Raleigh.
She'll hold out a hand, but it is like a second skin of... It's hard to say if it's velvet or latex or anything else, but it just sort of seems to be this almost non-material, like a void painted onto a person.
I'll clasp her hand.
Mhm.
Well, I feel like I just met the edge of space.
Well, I do hope to send you all on a journey momentarily.
Fantastic. I'm interested to hear who your influences might be, or at least try to piece it together.
Oh, Put it this way. After the show, why don't you send me your notes on who you think? Then I'll be happy to confirm, deny, or correct.
Now that I can do.
As for you, Poppy,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to do a thing until you get in there.
Mm-hmm.
And she leans in and whispers, "There's nothing on the walls yet.
Great.
There will be once you get involved. But I want
Excellent.
them to be disoriented first."
Great idea. Ooh, okay, great. I have ideas. Great.
I knew you would. And that's when Titus goes, "Yeah, I've got a little bit of a hint of what's been going on in there. And gotta say, I'm really impressed with how in such a limited amount of time you pulled this all together."
Oh, well, I mean, 50% or more of that has to go towards Clarice even deciding to do this to a room. Very inspiring stuff.
Hey, getting someone on board to give you the venue is half the battle right then and there.
That's true.
And Poppy is being modest. She's incredible.
Thank you.
Well, it is giving me a lot more confidence and, dare I say, interest in seeing what you'll do with the track.
Oh, I'm so excited for that project. I have shown some designs to a couple of my friends who may also want to help out and make it happen. Yeah, it should be fun.
Well, in honor of your birthday and for all this, I did take the liberty of talking to a couple of my contractor friends to do some of the more hard labor aspects.
The welding. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of metal work.
Now, Harlan might be good for some of that, but maybe more the installation piece itself.
Yes, yes. I definitely want to check him into the hotel of craziness.
Maybe let's not go all Hotel California.
Yeah,
just
I
yet.
don't know. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's more of a hospital, really.
Oh, yeah. Craziness is but a state of mind.
He looks at you for a moment, then and looks at the person he knows to be a Malkavian and just like, and like in his head, trying to do the social math. Like, is that an okay thing to say?
She's gonna wink.
Okay, good.
And now, what about your accomplishments, Cora? Can't
What
all
about
just be
them?
hustling trust fund babies out of their not hard-earned cars? What else have you been up to?
In fact, I haven't had much of an opportunity for that lately. I've been busy behind the wheel, but nothing fun like that.
Oh, well, I take it you're going to be correcting that sometime soon.
Just say the word.
I do need some things to die down. He does have a slight downturn in his tone at that. Before I'm comfortable having another event. But once I do, I'll make sure you're on the list.
Perfect. I can't wait.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Jimmy humbled once again.
Poor Jimmy. He's really got it hard these last few days. And every time I see him anyway, when I come in for a tune-up.
Well, let's hope it's a lesson that sticks, and maybe I'll have use for him beyond just vehicular ballast.
You know, he put up a fight. He lost. But maybe there's something there, you know?
Well, him owning up to his side of the deal says something. But he's got
There's
a
honor
long
in
way.
that.
Yeah, but there's a long way to go before I trust him with anything bigger than, collecting garbage. But we're here to have fun. And as much as dunking as that schmuck is, let's get to something bigger, brighter. And that's when Raleigh will chime back in. I should go check in on that, as I think we'll be needed to get people in there sooner rather than later. Maybe make a little announcement about if you're hungry, take care of it now.
I can do that. If you want to go check, I can make an announcement.
I can. Let me know when you're good to go, and I'll spool it all up.
Okay.
And she gives a little air kiss and then sends you on your way.
I'm so nervous and giddy. She turns to Cora and Titus. I'm so excited and so lucky. This is amazing.
Cora is going to take Poppy's hand if she allows it, and then sort of as Cora walks off, she'll just hold on just a little bit longer to kind of do a little dramatic stretch, and then go, "This is your moment, Poppy. Go and get him."
Okay. Poppy is now when Raleigh was saying go ahead and make the announcement to
It's
have
whenever
a
you
snack.
feel like saying it. Like you could hold off on that for a few minutes and kind of just decide coincidentally towards the start of break.
Great. Let me know when that's about to happen and I will make the announcement. How's that?
There we go.
Excellent.
And
Cora will still walk into the crowd and let Poppy
Mhm.
continue to interact with the rest of the guests,
sure.
unencumbered.
Let's check in on Ellie. As last we left off, there was a, let's say, compliment sandwich received from their primogen.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, Ellie is learning from their primogen in that they are kind of roaming the crowd, kind of getting close enough to be able to hear different conversations happening, but not, without using the actual discipline of obfuscate, being able to be just another shadow in the crowd, and would like to check on some of the idea that Poppy mentioned, that there were some people that weren't invited, kind of checking in on some of the folks that may not have been Poppy's invites. Tell me if this is too above the table, but like I feel like Poppy doesn't necessarily invite the primogens,
Especially not of her own clan.
Yeah. So I would say one of them I might be, who's also been kind of, I've been thinking about recently, is maybe keeping an eye on Laura Laveau.
Lore is certainly moving about the room. Now, I will tell you this for free. This is not Elysium. The rules of Elysium do not apply. You mentioned obfuscate earlier. It is dangerous to do so, in the sense of merely trying to use it may not work, and you may get caught. But there's no rule against doing it if that's something you want to engage with now or later in the evening. Just going to put that little bit in your trail mix for you to munch on as you see fit.
Just checking how much willpower I have.
Artem, you look like you want to share something with the crowd.
Oh, I was just wondering if Ellie is paying attention to lore. Does he perhaps notice that Harlan is sneaking away from her?
You know what? That's fun. As she would be, I believe, still mid-conversation with the Bruja Primogen, Mr. Samuel Limehouse.
And I think I do still have my mask on, because
I believe you dropped it when you both entered the house with Lop.
Well, no, I had to put it back up because we were by the snacks, and I can't have my mask dropped around the catering. So I think at this point I still have my mask.
My question is, what does that mask look like?
I think I made it kind of a little bit to what Ellie's memory of their self before turning was. I think that was what it was.
Can you remind...
What does that look like?
Yeah.
I suppose take away the ears, add more add more hair to the top. Still dyed, still short, still dyed purple, and still angular features, but not as opposed to Ellie's current Nosferatu face, which kind of looks like ravaged and like beaten up. A similar type of face, but looking, maybe it's more exaggerated because it's coming from memory, but maybe looking a little tired.
Okay.
And definitely in terms of skin tone, maybe hasn't seen the sun in a while.
Got that programmer tan.
Yep.
It's real and it's funny.
Okay. Now, with that in mind, what are you doing with it?
Does it feel like people are generally giving the two Primogen a wide berth? Like, is it one of those things where it's like very odd if someone comes within 5 feet of them? Or is it like, oh, it's a party, it's a crowd, everyone's mulling around?
It ebbs and flows. So there could be moments where there are like a few clustered near, and then it kind of ebbs out. And then for a moment, it sort of seems like there's a bit more of a bubble. But the question is, how close do you want to get? And what are you hoping to hear or learn?
I am hoping to, because of Lore's actions in Elysium, I'm wondering if she is taking the time now that she's not in the presence of the prince or the seneschal, if she's taking her time to air complaints to others, and if so, how are those others reacting to her
There we go.
complaints?
You hear that harsh, sharp, sibilant tone of an angry whisper. And Limehouse is simply listening with a disinterested face as he is rolling a wine glass of, well, let's say the good claret. And there's a tone of, go on. Sip. And then finally he just holds up. And what do you expect? And it's when he leans in, and I'm going to have you roll perception alertness. I'm going to actually have you roll 2 things. First, Dex and stealth, or one of the social skills and stealth. Social skills, and throw Dex out the window for a moment and try one of your social skills with Dex. With social
stealth.
and stealth.
So manipulation would be my
Okay.
high one for that.
So we're going to be trying to say that you're trying to use your body language to seem socially innocuous.
Yes. What's this at? No, not appearance and stealth. Artem, you know I have 0 dots in appearance. How dare you? So rude.
Elena would disagree, but
What am I going for?
we're just going to go with a 6.
Three successes.
3 successes. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll use that to lower the difficulty of your perception alertness to hear beyond the whisper.
All right. And what is that now going to be at?
It'll be out of 5.
I am keenly interested in this, so I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
It's cocked, so I'm going to roll that one again. Well, shit. That is again 3 successes.
3 successes. You do hear him say, "What do you expect? Majority of your people, yourself included, are secluded. The only one involving themselves right now is Vega. And she doesn't answer to you. You want a seat at the table? You have to leave the house." And that's when he leans back, drains the glass. "Pleasure as always, Laveau." And he strides out. And her back is to you, Ellie, as he leaves that sort of abutting side room where there are some people. But as you see her holding her own glass, based on the perception, you do see the hand tremor with contained rage, and you do wonder if it's going to explode from the pressure. And then you do see it relent and drains the glass herself and strides out through the opposing door, never having seen you.
Fascinating. Ellie's gonna put that information away. What is it like? Just another room in the mansion that they are all going?
It's so on the
towards?
ground floor. There's usually all kinds of like little like side rooms, dens, salons, parlors, kind of thing. Especially in a house that's this old style, like a state house. So there's a lot of like interconnected rooms. A lot of them are just like sitting rooms with extra steps, different themes and decor. But this is like small offshoots from the main foyer where the bulk of the people are, but they have expanded out into these other spaces. Similar rooms are being used for, well, the catering, just slightly further afield.
Great. Was it like finish the drink and then like place the glass down, or looks like going to get a refill
For which one?
for lore.
For lore. This looked like it was being placed down, but it's hard to say if it's because of the situation, the conversation, or that expectant entitlement of the servants, the help will take care of that.
So someone else is gonna pick
Yeah,
that
that's
up.
someone else's problem, which, considering what was just said, who knows? Maybe that has something to do with it. I couldn't possibly say.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait a polite amount of time, and then just like if I walk into the direction that Lore went, I'll just see if I can see who she then talks to, or if she's just there fuming by herself, which is something Ellie gets completely. But also seeing that.
Ellie, of all people, aligning themselves emotionally with a Toreador is really, really fun to me for like no reason.
No reason.
You see, she has gone to the connected room and then has waltzed back out into the main foyer, having recomposed herself.
Interesting. And she hasn't seemed to made a direction, like she hasn't seemed to go and engage with anyone in that
She's disappeared into the crowd from there.
Great. Cool. In that case, Ellie will take all that in mind and start exploring a little bit more, and maybe seeing, because we know that obviously my Primogen's here, and Matilda, but we don't have the Tremere or Malkavian Primogens.
Matilda is the Malkavian Primogen.
Sorry, there was someone else.
Ventrue. You have seen Elizabeth Redgrave, so you've seen the whip. I don't know if Ellie necessarily knows exactly who that is. Maybe,
I don't think so.
maybe they would, based on the fact that the Ventrue are a lot more prominent here. So by virtue, you wouldn't necessarily be on speaking terms with all these other Primogen and the Whips, but you'd probably at least know who they are.
Yeah.
You have seen Elizabeth Redgrave. You have not seen the Tremere Regent. You have, however, seen Bianca Sauvage wandering the halls. You have seen...
Who was with us during the hunts.
During the hunt. You have seen Olivia and Paul.
Okay.
While you stew on that, I'm going to move on over to Artem.
Sounds good.
As you are outside by the pool with Harlan. Now, are you just trying to silently get some air, or a mission in mind?
No, not anything in particular. He just he doesn't want to ruin the vibe by just like going outside by himself. So he looked for another person that was clearly not in a position they wanted to be in, so that they could ruin the vibe with him.
Well, you're not being a loner if you're together.
Exactly. It's a great song in the Monty Python musical about that.
Now, there's one or two people beginning to enjoy not swimming specifically, as maybe just sort of taking off their shoes and letting their feet dangle just above the water, letting the toes sort of just stir in it, creating those little disturbances.
Anyone in particular?
You see Belle, actually. Her shoes next to her on the edge of the pool. And she seems to be more dialed out for a moment. Lewis is nearby, actually, in a way that suggests that they are doing kind of the same thing you and Harlan are.
Mm-hmm.
Being alone together, at least for a few moments.
Guess he'll kind of look around, look back at Harlan and be like, pick the perfect place to be, it looks like.
Yeah, for as long as we're allowed to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, we're here now. Might as well make the most of it, right?
You just look at you as, I'm assuming it's a little this absolutely aimless, low tempo walk, trying to sort of pace the area without using up the entire grounds in 2 seconds, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Absent but available is the vibe.
He does, without really looking at you for more than a couple of seconds, goes, you got a little bit of a different air to you tonight. And I don't mean whatever body spray you happen to not use.
Yeah. I've been doing a different kind of work recently.
Yeah, I kind of got a sense of that. What have you been dipping into?
Just kind of shrugs. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I'm out there trying to help clean up the county, I guess.
Does Artem still have a little bit of a hitch in his walk?
Probably, yeah.
Does kind of give you a little bit of a sidelong glance, sort of just analyzing what's there. That's when he does stop when you're a little bit near a couple of, well, sort of like the hedge wall. What'd you get into? Now, let me rephrase that. What'd you see?
Seen all kinds of shit, man. I knew we could fight. I understood intellectually the things that we could do. But then I got a very practical lesson in how those abilities can be used brutally and efficiently.
Yeah, I kind of figured once you and Maplethorpe got brought up at the house that there'd be a little bit more of that in your future.
Yeah. It's not my preference. But but I get it. And I also, I mean, not to not to make myself sound like an anime character, but it's dangerous where my sire lives. If I ever want to go back there, I have to be more than I am. So part of me wants this experience, you know?
Well, it's going to be a little rich coming from me, but no great artist is without some amount of pain.
I don't know how you define art. I don't know if I would call what I saw art.
Art, or whatever you want to call it, just a stand-in for whatever we're doing.
I suppose so.
Ain't nobody accomplished anything of any note without an ounce of suffering to propel them through life. Whether that is to making sure fewer people experience the same kind of pain, or making more people feel it. At the end of the day, it's really just a choice of which flavor you're going for. Here's the question I'd have for you at this point is, are you doing ill because you enjoy it, because you want to revel in it? Or are you doing a little bit of ill so that it doesn't get more terrible later?
You know, I'd like to think that I'm doing ill so that it doesn't get worse later, but I also know that that's how it starts, you know?
Meh. So how are you coping?
I am here at this party, outside, talking to you at the moment.
They know yet?
Who? Oh. Chris knows. I'm sure they all suspect in one way or another. Ellie probably knows.
Makes you say that?
Very nosy.
Well,
They went out.
what do you mean?
I mean, I talked to Jean Corwin earlier, and she said that she was in the sewers with Ellie, cleaning out the house.
Huh. Well,
also
don't
said
that
that-
beat all?
Sorry, say again?
Well, don't that beat all?
He also said Ellie should not be allowed near a firearm without more training, but
Well, a good majority of the blues, they're not really allowed to leave the house typically without knowing how a gun works or any real
Yeah.
weapon. So Yeah, makes a bit of sense.
What about you? What have you been doing? How have you been doing?
Seriously?
Yes.
I've been stuck to her fucking side the last few days and it's driving me goddamn nuts. I'm not gonna pretend I'm Captain America myself, but sitting around in my hands and accomplishing nothing. And more people that I have grown accustomed to are stuck dealing with the situation with less help than they should have. Seems a bit unfair, don't it?
I don't know. I don't want to begrudge someone who doesn't want to get into a conflict like this, but at the same time, yeah, it kind of does.
Well, think of it this way. Many hands make light work.
At the same time, too many cooks.
Well, say that next time you are tussling with something, trying to kill you, and you wish you had a friend next to you that was preventing them from finishing the job. Suddenly the philosophy goes out the fucking window now, don't it?
Does. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. It was an American guy that said that, right?
Who can remember? He does pay a glance to you again as you are, I would say, finally getting to the far side of the yard.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this is a bit of an interlude before you get into the worst shit.
I don't know.
Well, live in Savannah long enough, you start to recognize when you're in the eye of the storm. Things are way too fucking calm tonight, don't you think?
Yeah. And been out there a couple days. I haven't seen hide nor hair of anything that I would say is controlling any of the chaos. So whatever that is, it's still out there.
I think on that note of uncertainty is a good moment to fade away unless you'd like to add something. Okay. Let's go back to the top of our round robin. Poppy, you got a little bit of time to kill before you make your announcement. Who is it that you'd like to chase down?
Where's Bobby?
Somebody's thirsty.
No. I'm just curious. I'm not gonna be weird about it. At all.
Let's see where Poppy be. I mean Bobby.
See, it would just work so beautifully. Like you just flip the peas and then become a bee.
Poppy?
No, no. Crap.
Oh, she can flip you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm counting on here.
Something where you like a scarf. Yeah, we know what you're trying to do. Now.
It's my birthday.
Uh-huh. I believe she is talking also outside with Lachlan and Lila. But Lachlan is heading back inside.
Great. So Poppy, having clocked that, is going to try to time her exit
Through a
So that
different
she-
door.
through. Yeah, she does not want to interact with Lachlan
Mm-hmm. Okay.
if she can help it.
You know what? Just for fun, let's do a
Yeah.
either Dex and Stealth or Manipulation Stealth or one of the other social ones that you can make an argument for to find that correct moment.
Okay. I'll do a manipulation stealth.
Mm-hmm. And
If
I
I
assume it's a
can-
little case of like you're talking with.
I
one
kind
the
of bounce
security
from people to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, are you sure this place is secure? Oh, thanks, bye.
Yeah. Very that.
Mm-hmm. But let's see how well you roll.
What is normal roll?
We're just gonna go with a 5.
Okay, so that is 4 successes.
4 successes.
Yes, 4 failures. I rolled a lot of dice.
Are
I
any
mean,
of them
not full
ones?
failures. None of them are ones.
Okay. Because that would change the equation just a little bit.
That it would.
How many dice were you rolling?
8.
Wow.
I'm a manipulative person.
Yes, but what about the game?
Ding! It's called skills.
Uh-huh. So, for a moment, it looks like he's going to do the... Oh, do I want to go in through the regular door? Do I want to surprise someone by going through one of the other ones? And you manage to sort of dozy-do call his bluff as you're paying more attention to where he's going to be, his body language, and you've made yourself a few marks over the years to just catch the pattern. Them trying to game a system they think they invented.
Correct.
And it's a little like doing a push during a card trick, where somehow you just sort of slightly shift one curtain here and it influences their next step where they're going to alter and reach for. And you happen to just out the other door as they have been conned and shell gained into perhaps a social interaction they were unprepared for.
Mm-hmm.
But cool girls don't look at explosions, and you have a target in mind.
You think I'm cool? That's great.
It is your birthday.
It is my birthday, so thank you so much. Yeah, Poppy will kind of slink out the door,
Mm-hmm.
and walk over to where Bobby and Lila are.
Mm-hmm. You see... Oh, you know what? I get to describe what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Let's go to Lila first, because she's just a mess. A slinky, wet look latex mini dress with red lens sunglasses, suggestively low on the nose. And for Bobby, if I could just scroll to the right part of this ridiculous document. A teal strappy bodice gown, putting her arms, shoulders, and upper back on very prominent display, which is, I assume, of particular delight and fascination for you as you are approaching from the back. You can see somewhere in the distance there is Artem and Harlan sort of perimeter walking at the most glacial pace you've ever seen, which you would probably gauge as they're either just trying to talk very privately or they're trying to drag out going back inside. Maybe a bit of both.
Yes.
You do see on the edge of the pool on one side there is Lewis and Belle kind of keeping to themselves for a moment, but they are beginning to head back in. And on sort of one of the sort of shorter ends of the pool, like one of the far expanses, you do see from the back that Bobby is sort of looping the strap of the dress off the shoulder as she is starting to do a little bit of a pose. And she, after she had handed her phone off to Lila, who is giving her instructions, like suck it in, push them out, kind of just like really trying to like give her all the angles and advice. And no, hold on a sec. Birthday girl's walking in. Come here.
Yeah. What?
And that's happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Y'all both look incredible.
I know, aren't I just a picture of class and a lot of ass?
Yes, both are very, very true for you, Lila.
She's giving a little bit of a spin and a wiggle, and it's to say that it is a suggestive headline would be to do it a disservice, and we will leave it at that.
I think you're really gonna like the dance floor portion of the evening, based on this look alone. Like you understood the assignment without getting assigned anything.
There was an assignment?
No.
I'm fucking with you. I knew what I was doing.
I'm sure you did. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Were you all taking pictures?
And that's when Bobby chimes in. Lila here sometimes takes photos from my Instagram.
Oh, do you? And Poppy, like, kind of in her face a little bit.
And I run some of her socials because she's pretty and I get pretty much a lot of money.
Incredible. I didn't know you were such a businesswoman.
Well, it can't all be hemlines and hentai.
Right. You can continue posing or whatever you were doing.
Oh,
Though I will say the lighting over here is like really good. Poppy trying to make herself useful in the conversation.
I'm not gonna have you roll for that because that would be just tragic if you were to roll badly in that particular moment. What I'll have you do is I'll let you give a little bit of instruction, like, hey, look, if you know what you're doing, you want to, frame up the shot for me, go right ahead.
Sure. And she'll like kind of find up one of the walls of the house that has like some pretty like lighting coming off of it, and we'll try to line up a pretty shot.
So you get a few. There's also using like the lighting from under the pool and the like, and there is a moment where it's just, I need to get a photo with the birthday girl.
Okay. She will. Are we posing? I don't have the shoulders that you do, so I can't really flex.
Oh, well. And she looks at you and she takes her glasses off and folds them down into the top of the dress. She sort of like holds her hand out to, do you mind?
No, not at all.
She gives like she's going to pull you in for like a very close dance, but she sort of like lifts one of your legs up like this is going to be like a very saucy tango, and then she just full on dips you to the point where your both feet are off the ground.
Incredible.
And you just hear Lila go, click.
Great. Hopefully the ballet training has kicked in. Oh my gosh.
And but I would say there's a long pause before there is a click, as if she's trying to purposely drag this out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I took the photo like 5 minutes ago. Now you're just on vacation.
It's a great vacation. It's a very beautiful vacation. Actually, Bobby, can you potentially help me with some? It's part of the surprise of the birthday party.
Are you still upside down at this point, or had okay?
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
Can I? It has to be a secret
Mm-hmm.
for just a little bit, for
I'd
like
say
15 minutes.
Mid during this little interlude, it occurs to you that you are used to being posed, arranged, well dressed up and primped up. But here, in this situation, it's of attire of your own choosing, of a, how shall we say, target of your choosing. It is a party venue and everything else of your choosing for you. It is perhaps the first time in your life when engaging in such a situation that all of it from start to finish has been your own agency.
Yeah.
And never mind
Yeah.
the sexy groove playing in the background to worry about it.
Both can be true. Sexy groove and having agency in one's life. Yeah. I think Poppy, upon kind of realizing that in like the slow-mo moment of Bobby like putting her back on her feet, has a moment of like a deep gratitude, and also like it's one of those things that people often say. They're like, I wouldn't do anything differently about getting to a place that they are in life. And I think she actually really feels that now, being like, I've been through some really bad shit and I wouldn't do any of it differently because this is a really cool moment that I'm in right now. Just kind of that like heady, like happy place.
I would say write that down for yourself as a potential means of reclaiming additional willpower next time.
Ah, yes.
That's your last gift you're getting from me for this.
Thank you.
Sorry, what were you trying to ask?
Well, actually, Lila, you can also help with this potentially.
Oh, and she's already way too close and
Okay.
into whatever the circle is.
Okay, so I like pull them closer and I go, okay, so the dance room has been completely. Have y'all heard of a paint color called Vanta Black?
Bobby kind of just gives that sideways, confused look, and Lila just has that face split in half smile. Like, I tried to get the car painted in that once, but it was way too expensive.
I cannot imagine. Well, Clarice has painted an entire room with this color, or lack thereof, or all the colors, technically, if we're looking at the spectrum of color. But I eventually will be giving out, they're like neon paint pens, etc., to begin to adorn the space, because there are lights that are like black lights and blue lights in the space that will be activated eventually. We're going to start with everything all black and dark and spoopy and cool. And I would love if you two could help me adorn the space with drawings of, you know what, anything really. Lila, you can do whatever.
Her face just
Yeah.
widens, extends, like there's like an anaconda unhinged jaw situation happening with this grid.
And you can make it weird. I'm going with kind of a mythological
there's
creature
a
thing.
slowly ramp up revving of this beginning to be like the start of a cackle that's going to go for too long.
Amazing. Poppy's gonna be like, shh, 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 be cool about it. Be cool. I don't want people thinking you're in on it yet.
I'm gonna make it weird.
Please, please make it weird. It's not my party if it's not weird. Okay. But it can also be stick figures. She like kind of looks at Bobby. It can be stick figures, it can be smileys, it can be stars, it can be anything. But I would love your assistance with making it look as I don't know, surprising and colorful as possible in an all black room.
Oh, I don't. She does look a little like. It's very interesting for a very tall, like statuesque woman, like basically like an Amazon Wonder Woman kind of figure to go a little bit bashful. She goes, I can't actually draw.
That's okay. I don't need you to actually draw. It can be squiggles, it can be anything. I know you're usually the subject of art pieces, I would imagine, of photos, and you are a muse. We know this. But I just think it would be cool if you could add to the art of the evening. It's okay if you don't want to. I can find somebody else. I like the idea of a trio of us armed with markers.
Lila pipes in going, I know what your new splash image is, as she's looking at Bobby. Oh, like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll show you when we get in there.
Amazing.
I'm still drawing dicks everywhere else, though.
That's fine. That's fine. But it can't just, like, don't just draw dicks. Like, branch out, sort of.
What if it were to sort of just, like, spew out a whole galaxy?
Yeah, I think that's nice.
The Milky Way.
Don't make me regret my decision.
And I think there's a good moment to fade out from it. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check back in with Cora.
All right, Cora.
Who I hope is having a slightly less lewd interaction.
Yes, I imagine so. She's people watching right now.
Mhm.
She's walking through the foyer and maybe some of the other little rooms, and just seeing what's up. Sort of dancing to herself a little bit, looking for whoever's around. She's just taking it all in. It's nice to be in the moment.
Is there anyone in particular that you're trying to find?
Well, I suppose she would like to see if there are other Malkavians around.
I'd say you would see Dalton talking with some of the high and mighty, including Clarice. You do see eventually Belle and Lewis slip on in from one of the doors that lead into the courtyard, where Harlan and Artem are at the moment. And I guess the conspiracy that is forming back in near the pool is also there.
I think, can I start to make my way towards Belle and Lewis? I'm actually a little surprised that both of them are here. Wow, trying to tune my heightened senses a little in the direction of Dalton and Clarice, because I'm curious.
I will say that if you're trying to overhear anything, you're going to be rolling, or going to have to roll very high.
All right.
Because it's on the other side of the room, and there is music playing.
There is indeed.
And it's not just going to be that there is a high threshold, there's going to be multiple successes required.
Ah, I see. All right. Oh.
In the same way that when Ellie was trying to listen in on something, they were closer, but they still needed more than just one success to actually get something of meaning from it.
Indeed. It's not super important. It's just a curiosity. So
Mhm.
we don't have to.
That's on you. It's if you want to roll
Sure.
and
let's
you
try.
succeed, you'll get something. So this is going to be at an 8.
All right. And what am I rolling?
It's going to be perception alertness, and I am taking your heightened senses, which lowers difficulty down into consideration. Otherwise, this would be at a 10.
Fantastic. I had a success, but it canceled out.
So this is just a failure, not a
It's
botch.
not a botch. It's just a normal failure.
Okay. I'd say tuning in is like trying to... Oh, I think this is the analogy I want to go with. It's like you were trying to watch a scrambled pay-per-view channel, but you realize there is no channel. It's just TV static of a TV that's not actually plugged into anything. Just white noise that you will glean no information from.
I imagine that Cora kind of, turns her ear in that direction for a moment, and then as nothing comes through but the music and the din of the other people speaking in the foyer, that she just sort of lets herself get back into the rhythm instead, and lets that carry her stride as she walks through.
And I'd say because of the failure, if this was a botch, you'd be having a very different experience. But because of the failure, you're slightly inured to all the sensory happening because it's all happening. But not in a way that it is anatomically concerning like it was the last time.
Indeed.
You're just a little distracted, a little overloaded, that you, because you didn't botch, you don't bump into Matilda when she's having a conversation with Primogen Mason. But you are aware that you are accidentally approaching.
Oh,
in very sharp proximity.
Okay, well, rather than awkwardly turn and avoid, we're going to just try to slow myself down like I was intending to show up here, and stand politely nearby, get my, myself
Composed.
composed, and just point my chin in her direction, as if to say, I'm here just in case.
They seem to be chattering about... At first, it seems to be nothing in particular. I would almost say a very structured game of inane niceties. Like people who have taken, what's the word I'm looking for? Phrases that mean little or nothing. Aphorisms, that's the word I'm looking for. And they are almost playing a chess game with it. And in a way that it sort of seems like they're both enjoying it.
I think a little tiny smile cracks across Cora's otherwise composed face watching this. She's sort of enjoying it.
But it does sort of pause for a moment as his eye lingers over her shoulder to catch you. Her attention turns as if to say yes, but she says nothing. As if expecting you to fill whatever the silence is.
enjoying the party so far, ma'am.
Indeed. Have you met Primogen Mason?
Have I ever met Primogen Mason?
No.
I don't believe I have. I don't believe I've had the honor.
Honor, she says, and they both sort of seem to chuckle for a moment on some inside joke. Ms. Violante, was it? And he does hold out a hand.
Yes.
And much like his face, it is this bizarre texture of somehow dried, cracked, yet entirely pliant drywall.
I will take that oddly textured hand and give it a shake. Cora Violante, yes.
He does sort of smirk, looking to Matilda's direction. And have you been acquitting yourself well?
I should like to imagine so. At least, I haven't been cause for any complaints recently.
Recently. Qualifier is interesting.
Well, I am 8 months old, so I have a lot to learn.
Well, admitting to a certain amount of ignorance is the only way to overcome it.
Yes, it's important to know where we are in terms of our foundation so we can build upon it.
Just so. And as he says that, you do realize that they're going back into the game of aphorisms.
I, of course, am around if you need me, ma'am. I will leave you to it. It was a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I assume you sort of slink off from there.
I do indeed.
It's okay if I fade out from that?
Sure.
Okay. Artem, you can't hide out near the pool forever.
Why not?
Well, because we're trying to tell a story here.
Fuck. Well, suppose he'll he'll see if Lewis needs to go back inside first.
Oh, he's long since ventured in
Yeah,
with Belle.
I'm sorry, not Lewis.
Harlan?
Yeah. And sorry, he's the one who's long since ventured inside.
Lewis has ventured inside with Belle.
Okay.
You're still with Harlan.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll see if he needs to go inside first to continue to, barnacle on to lore.
I'd say at this point you question which one of them is the barnacle. But he does. Should fucking get back in there before she realizes I'm gone.
Good luck.
And
I know if
as
you need anything.
an escape hatch maybe. And as he's looking into the house, you can already see that Lore is wandering through the house, and in a way that's sort of like she's looking around. Fuck me sideways. All right.
Sort of give him a pat on the back and let him go.
And he's give me a little bit of lag time. You don't want to wander into that hurricane. And he's going to head on in. And within a few moments, he is outside of your field of vision. But what are you going to do now?
Well, he
There's a
will
there's a
realize-
very small impromptu photo shoot that's still happening, except now because I will assume at this point Bobby has wandered off,
Mm-hmm.
and Bobby is now in the water, still wearing the dress. The straps are off the shoulders as she's doing like the full cheesecake photo. Lila's laying down on her side, taking some pinup photos, basically.
Mm-hmm. Can he photobomb?
Just cannonball right behind.
Okay, so he knows what Bigfoot is now. So what he's going to try and do is he's going to try to, like, be just barely in frame, in shadow,
Mm-hmm.
when they take the next picture. It looks like there's a Bigfoot in it, and then he gets out for the picture after that.
Mm. What would I have you roll for that?
Such a good question.
Is there a mischief skill?
That's called the entire fucking character sheet.
Yeah.
Roll all of your dice and hope you don't botch.
I could make an argument for survival. I feel like stealth might be more appropriate, but I just like the idea.
Survival
And it gives
is
me one
such
more
a
die.
Bigfoot way to do it.
Survival
maybe
doesn't
that and
apply.
Dex.
It would be. Oh, you know what you're gonna do?
No.
Stealth and
Okay.
appearance.
Okay.
Add a 7.
Okay.
Just because of
I'm-
how ludicrous the idea is.
I would like to use a willpower,
You're
but I'm
gonna
not
have
going
to.
to.
Okay.
I don't have much will left. I can't
There's
be
that.
blowing it on this.
Willpower is there to be used, Artem. It's a resource
used it.
for us to use.
It has been used.
Said Sam, who just bought more willpower.
And to use it.
Hey. It's actually 2 successes.
2 successes. So you tell me exactly how you're planning to effectuate this. You see this, what should be limited to the Patreon style photo shoot beginning to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing is showing, but it is all very lurid forward.
Yeah.
But you know, Lila's taking the photo. You assume that she is tunnel visioned in on the particular muse,
mhm.
and so somewhere in the background is a roving pretty boy.
That's kind of, yeah. So the idea is he's looking for a hedge or a tree or something in the background that he can sort of like hide behind and give the iconic Sasquatch pose.
Mm-hmm.
And the dexterity is particularly important because he really just wants it to be in one photo. So he's trying to not only hit this pose but also hit it quickly and then get out. So I guess he'll find the hedge or tree on the property in the background that makes the most sense. He'll prepare. He'll listen for a snap.
I'd
and then
say
snap, and then
I'd say with 2 successes, you don't quite get away clean.
yeah, that's actually funnier.
Yeah. It's a case of you're not noticed at first because this is a case of taking clicks. But it's almost like you get like a snapshot of you sort of creeping into frame. And then you nailing the shot that you wanted. Lila seeing immediately howling cackle And because the ruse is gone just immediately, it's a case of the next one is just her going, now give us the copper tone, baby. And then the next shot is Bobby just sort of doing like the false shock at the cryptid. But also, because it's always funny to do this to you, the next shot from Lila's point of view is the dress is fully off the shoulders. So it's just upper back and hidden below water. And it's just like hands on waist, kind of just staring down Bigfoot. Now, does Bigfoot look like he's caught in the headlights at the moment?
Well, he wasn't expecting to be caught. So there is that. But I guess, you know what? Why don't we roll something to see if he recovers? Self-control is something that he's pretty decent at. Maybe self-control and wits.
Yeah, that's actually a good pool.
Lovely.
I'm gonna put this at a 7 because I wanted you to have more successes to get away with this, so that's why this is higher.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's a really good start. Let's see if I won any of these down. I didn't, actually. That's a 10. Okay, 4 successes.
4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell me what he does in this. From the back silhouettes of the photo, there's nothing being shown, but you, on the other hand, do get a little bit of an unintended show on your part.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's sort of mid, sort of like Sasquatch stride, so he's now sort of slightly contorted as he's caught in frame.
Yeah. He's fully in control, so it's his choice.
Mm-hmm.
What? Let's say, clearly, there's an appreciation for the show, and then a look at the camera, a realization that he's been caught, and it's not like this is happening, on accident as she's capturing it. He's like hitting a pose and then, ready for next picture. And then he starts to like bolt. But again, it's like he's not actually running. It's like he'll take a step, pause, trying to nail an action sequence.
And I'll say the last couple of photos is her like sitting on the edge of the pool, where you sort of like doing this sort of sequence walk, so that they can afterwards sort of just create like a like cinematograph of her mostly still upper body, just like the head turned, and then the few pixels of you roving through the frame. And that was a fun little interlude. Is there anyone else that you are trying to go see, or is that it for Artem?
I'd love to talk to Limehouse at some point, but I think we can be done for now.
Okay. Who haven't we checked in with you? Ellie.
Okay, so the way Ellie gets into the Bobby photo shoot is by
go on. Commit to your bullshit.
No, absolutely not. So probably saw Lore meet up with Harlan. I do. Oh, So I know that Mason is here, as well as, but I actually don't know if Cyrus has made an appearance.
You haven't seen him. You have seen Baxter,
Yeah.
and you did the last time you saw him. Clarice was actually trailing after him.
Okay. Well, I have an excuse to ask Baxter anyway to see if he would probably know if Cyrus is showing up or has. So I will go look around for Baxter.
Okay. Now, are you still trying to maintain a certain amount of social stealth at the moment? Trying to hide your power level?
Yeah, really. Not necessarily. I think at this point, Ellie has a target, and it's going to be a little exhausting to be trying to maintain the social stealth while doing that. It's a little bit like, all right, and we go out of the stealth mode for the crowd.
Are you wearing your real face or the mask?
I suppose at this point, since I'm not near the catering, I can probably drop the mask.
It, if I remember, it doesn't really cost you anything, correct?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so you can sort of just wax on, wax off at will.
Yep.
All right. It is a little further afield of the other rooms. It's still on the ground floor. And it's not cordoned off in any way. But you do hear a little bit of quiet chatter. And as you do start to peek around, there's this stark white room that looks like a elegant sitting room. If there is a all black room somewhere in this house, this is the all white room. The piano is white, the furniture, the walls, the bookshelf, the easel for painting, and the pops of color come from like shelves of well-worn books and some art supplies, and then one wall that is, it looks like it's a fresher coat of paint, all black, and all these spider cracks in it, looking like it's radiating out from an impact, the spider cracks of something that has hit a wall like a wrecking ball. But all of it has been filled in with a meticulous placement of gold paint or gold dust. It's hard to tell from here. But the room is fairly dimly lit as Baxter and Clarice are sitting on one of the couches, going through a pair of... You've seen what it's like when people sit together going through a photo album. Without even knowing that it's a photo album, you can... It's that same kind of body language. Now, the question I have for you is, in this moment, do you want to disappear? Or do you want to...
Like obfuscate, disappear, or...
Either or.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Ellie is initially getting like kind of comfortable in the space and is kind of like exploring, goes around, walks in, takes in the room for a second, and then kind of sees the private moment, and maybe for a second just is like, I should probably, and we'll like start to back away. Is it probably rude to barge in and get a especially if they don't seem to see me right away.
Mm-hmm. So my question then is, what do you do next?
Is there anyone else in the hallway? What is that? What does that look? I don't like that look.
It's Lord. No. As you turn around, and that slight, would you say it's a bit of a panic leave of that situation?
Yeah, it was a like, oh, I should go before I suddenly am like, what are you doing here? Or it's too late, you're part of this now. Type thing.
I'm gonna have you roll perception alertness at an 8.
Oh, this is what started the previous feud. Two successes. Yes,
Two successes. You manage to merely sort of bump up against someone rather than completely crush their toes under your heel. But you are face to face with a rather diminutive woman in a green velvet, like sort of baby doll cocktail dress. Hair that is almost unnaturally too long, but it's been almost reined in by all the additions of curls and ringlets that you know to not be there the rest of the time. As the last time you were face to face with this person, and your mind immediately goes back to tiny girl hurling someone into the ceiling, scraping them along the cobblestones that make up the sewers, mentally projecting a stake down a long corridor, pinning someone, like stapling them to a wall. As you are now face to face with Bianca, who is staring straight through you, just eyes wide like saucer plates, but not of innocence, of accusation, and I see you is the vibe that she is giving off without
No, that's
ever
not what
saying
she
a word.
says
No.
directly.
And for a moment, you realize that there was a very similar expression on her face at the art gallery when she was walking behind the regent.
Ellie like takes a second to briefly look around for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And
you are
yes.
basically almost chest to chest. Like you have actually bumped into them, but you haven't knocked them over. You have not stepped on her shoes because you rolled high enough not to have that happen.
Fancy meeting you here.
What are you doing?
Well, I was going to talk to someone and then saw they were in a conversation and then exited.
At this moment, I will put note that I cannot do a French accent to save my life, but that is how she is speaking.
Got it.
It's ironic because if I start with a German accent and I start to do it wrong, it'll veer French unintentionally, but I can never intentionally do a French accent. Yeah. So I just have to start speaking German and then fuck it up intentionally, which is Too many leaps of logic for me. And she just stares up at you. And it's interesting because you're not a very tall person. You're not a shrimp, but you're not tall. And she does make you look, in comparison, a little statuesque. You're always in interesting places.
Comes with the territory. Interesting how.
Not many of you made it out to the art show.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm still finding out the places where we can more comfortably walk around.
She smiles, but it does not reach her eyes. Something was stolen that night. It wasn't you, was it?
As much as I enjoy a little bit of chaos, if I'm going to get anything, it's usually more of the informational side of things. I don't have much use for items.
She does almost seem to circle you like a shark. And it doesn't help that the way her hair sort of bobs and flaps is a little too much like the tail of a shark. Wrist clasped behind her back. You're the right height. You're dancing with me later.
What?
And she strides off. And on your confusion,
boy.
we're going to fade over to Poppy as you're realizing it's getting to be about that time of night.
Everyone, attention, everyone. Just wanted to mention that now would be an excellent time to refill your snacks, grab a bev. We're going to be opening up the dance floor rather soon. I hope to see you all there. And she'll walk down the stairs because she climbed up the stairs before to give that announcement.
And I think on that note, we're going to jump on over to break. See you all soon, folks. Welcome to the second half of Savannah by Night here on the Midnight Dispatch. We've been grooving through part of Poppy's birthday, which I'm sure nothing of any drama or courtly substance has or ever will take place in any way, shape, or form. But in the meantime, as we get to the prophesized void, upon first glance, it is simply impossible to tell if it is a boundless void or a mere linen closet. Shining a light from your phones returns no sense of scale or dimension, as nothing reflects and instead absorbs. For a moment, You're even entirely convinced there is no solid floor beneath your feet. And Raleigh's impromptu DJ booth of a table and a pair of laptops appear to be floating in space. But as Raleigh walks in and bids you all to follow, the subtly hidden black lights ignite the white UV reactive patterns going up her legs, torso, and arms like Tron lines, her shoes and headphones abruptly exploding with luminance. However, Poppy, how have you decided to start adding to this as she is plugging in and spooling up the playlist and starting to mix?
On one of the walls, kind of matching the rhythm of the beats that DJ Raleigh is providing,
Mhm.
Poppy begins drawing this, like, I guess mythologically, like a harpy, this like bird woman creature over a nest with some like eggs that are hatching, and inside of the eggs are these like little like cherubs. And this takes a while, obviously, but that's kind of the mural she's creating on one wall. Yeah, and just kind of creating this like strange bird.
Are you creating
organism.
it sort of like behind Raleigh to be the sort of like
Yeah.
centerpiece?
Yeah.
You see Bobby, who is wearing a different dress, same style, just different color now. And, but her hair is noticeably wet. And she is assuming the sort of very flexy pose with her arms up, but against the wall as Lila is tracing her
Great.
in this sort of UV reactive marker or crayon, whatever you have given them. And I assume you've handed out a few of these things to some various people to stick
Yeah.
against the wall, start drawing. And Ellie, as you're walking into this space, you can't help but think of what it would be like if Alice had access to all of this.
Just start checking a little lower to see if there is what seems to be a child running around with a marker.
Mm-hmm. But as the rest of you are, of course, walking in, what are you doing?
Cora, of course, still just immediately letting the music guide the way that she moves into the room. Is gonna take a moment to look down at herself and think she looks really cool in this space because of what she's wearing. Having it almost looks like she is now fragmented because she has all of these black threads across her face and her midriff. And then, of course, the negative effect from her clothing, too, as if those pieces of her aren't there. So, yeah, that's really... she enjoys that a lot. And then just looks over at Raleigh, looks over at the fantastic mural that is taking shape here, and is just in a moment of awe.
Okay. Artem?
Artem is disoriented, and he's also kind of hurt, so he doesn't want to, like, go too crazy on the dancing. He's gonna just try and sort of take things in and try to sort of disappear in the crowd.
Speaking of which,
Oh no.
there is a growing crowd, but it is definitely more of the younger. You're not finding Primogen and older Ancile roaming this particular feature. Instead, it's the younger neonates. Lewis is in there, but in a very begrudging sort of way, like he is trying to find a way to hide amongst all of this. Belle is almost sort of seeming like she's interceding a little bit, like she's almost trying to block him from view in a very, like, there is no Lewis and Ba Sing sort of way where she's just like having her glass of blood that she's brought in with her from somewhere else in the house. But she is talking with Yvette and Sebastian, and Chris is wandering in with Harlan, and actually in Titus as well. And she's just already kind of just like jumping in tune with the music because her outfit is more about, she typically seems to be like she wants to be at a mosh pit most of the time. And with there a little bit of the jumping going on, there's a little bit of that, but there's not a lot. So she does kind of settle down into more of a just a little bit of a vortex on her own. But Artem, as you are trying to figure out why and how and what to even do, Yvette wanders by you, sort of not really looking at you, just sort of standing off to your right. And we'll say, as the lights are picking up on her dress, somewhere around here, it's this metallic, prismatic, long-sleeved, high-necked mini dress that the lights are making it seem as though it's in a constant state of being poured on. And as she is clasping her wrist behind her back, there's a moment where it looks like she's going to go for the lurid comment or invitation. But the expression softens a bit. How are you holding up?
Not my normal scene. How about you?
She almost seems like she's trying to resist drawing attention to the casual, relaxed posture. And she's, suppose this is more my element than yours. But I'd be happy to show you the ropes.
You.
She does lean in just a little bit, still not touching, but I'm sure you're free for a dance or two.
I'm gonna be like, I'm sure I am.
Oh well. Her loss. And she will filter into some of the growing crowd. And you do, of course, see Nico with his paragals, who their dresses are sort of erupting with light, like two like really sparkly, dangly earrings. And the sort of glassy sequin of it almost looks like if glass could be on fire. Cora,
Yes.
is there anyone that is catching your eye at the moment?
So what I would like to do, actually, it's a multi-step process, but I'd like to make my way over to Chris, and while joining her rhythm, I want to say to her, should we put on a show for Poppy's guests? Do what we normally do, thinking about the way that she and I have gone hunting a few times in just these sorts of environments. Really get things going, you know.
There is no need for words at that point, as it's just flowing right into it.
As we start, I will give a quick little, like, as we're brushing by, I will softly say to her, I'm going to bring some more in. See you soon. And I will look for Belle and Lewis. And of course, Olivia and Paul.
You would see that Belle and Lewis are, or rather, Belle is talking to Sebastian while Lewis is almost sort of like, not hiding, but trying to sort of obscure himself from view a bit. And there is a case of, oh, I think I'm just going to start to walk on out. Kind of like, it's a little bit of like, I should be hitting that dusty trail.
I am hoping that I can catch them both first, and I know this may take some sort of persuasion-y rolls, but I'm going to try to get them to stick around and enjoy themselves. So I'm going to head that direction.
Okay. I will say that if you want to go for the target of opportunity of Olivia and Paul, they are less constrained by an interaction already happening.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll grab them, get them into it, and then head towards that other interaction a little bit later. How about that?
Okay. So as you pull them in, Olivia is a lot more going with the flow. And she was already kind of like mid sort of dance step as you're kind of pulling her along. Paul is... You would think that he's a lot more awkward once he would go onto the dance floor, but in a way, it's a little like a preppier version of Chris.
Fantastic.
And it's the way I can really think of it is basically like Calvin Harris. Like, he looks like an absolute dork, but as soon as you like get a beat going in the room, and he knows what he's doing with it.
Paul, you have a hidden talent.
Roll perception alertness at an 8. Sorry, perception empathy at an 8.
All right, persempathy while we're dancing. Sadly, my highest was a 7.
You don't seem to notice anything from that, and he goes, surprised even myself.
And Olivia, you're a bit of a surprise too. You told me once that you're not much for parties.
Oh. It was the 80s once.
And that's what I meant earlier.
Interesting song choice. Ellie. What are you doing now that you're in the room? The dancers have started to compile.
I think Ellie does when gets into the actual room itself, will try to, I think actually may put a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
That mask will probably be some like a kind of look of someone who would show up at this type of rave. So like maybe a bit of a shaggier haircut, maybe some piercings on the ear piercings, maybe some sort of eye line going.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go into the area. Very much admire the whole look of everything, and kind of like want to stand back a little bit just to kind of orient themselves to what is all happening, in terms of the art as well as the whole dance party as well. So it's like not quite at the boundaries, but maybe at the boundary of the dance floor itself. Before they get swept up into it.
Got it. You do see Jean and Yvette dancing. It's like they're doing their own, not necessarily competing sexy vortex, as much as just it's part of the constellations of vortices that are forming. I'll say Madison is dancing with Titus. Bobby and Lila are absolutely just getting down. But sort of as part of the same sort of mixture that is Yvette and Jean. I'll say that Harlan's made his way in, but he hasn't quite joined the mess just yet. And Tylene, and who else? Oh, Tylene's been pulled into the sort of the gravity of Nico, Elena, and Renata. But you notice none of the Primogen are in there. And Catherine Havel has joined a little bit of what's going on with Chris and Cora.
Excellent. And what's going on with Chris and Cora is very sexy.
Well, maybe I'll have you roll for that. But instead, Poppy, what are you doing?
I think
you were initially orchestrated all this. You got it going. Now,
I feel
the
like
world
she's
is your
kind of-
very sexy oyster.
It's such a sexy little oyster. I think she like steps back from what she's made, maybe does a couple of like perfectionist final touches, has a hard time stopping. Internal monologue like, okay, put the pen down, put it down, put the marker down, put it down now.
I'm going to have you roll something for that, actually.
Yeah, no, it's almost like it's part of her. She has some
Mm-hmm.
things going
It's almost
on.
as if it's almost as if you're like what'd you call it?
Toreador.
Toreador. Yeah. Let's go with. I'm thinking self-control and wits or intelligence,
Let's do intelligence.
or simply just a willpower roll.
Let me see. Where is self-control? Do I have that?
It'll be also conscience, I think. It's on
Virtues. It's next to
Virtues, yeah.
backgrounds.
Oh, I haven't rolled down there very much. All right. Wait, so you said
Privilege.
intelligence and self-control?
Intelligence and self-control or willpower.
Let's do intelligence, self-control.
Okay, I will say you cannot use willpower for either roll.
Okay, that's fine. At what level am I rolling?
I'm gonna say a 5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I got a 10 and I got a 1.
Mhm.
So those cancel out, right?
Yep.
It's still not bad. It's still 4. I rolled 7 dice.
You're able to actually tear yourself away a lot quicker than you would think.
Okay. Good. Maybe it's
'Cause-
because I'm having fun and I feel grateful.
You've been looking forward to this, so as much as you were enjoying this is impromptu. You thought of this as you were walking into the room.
Yeah.
What's going on behind you was an intent you've had for the last several nights.
Yeah.
And a culmination of not only have you arrived in this town with next to nothing, and while yes, this isn't your house, you've been allowed to feel as though it is on some level. The fact that you are literally able to draw on the walls
Yeah.
should say something. That you are allowed to throw this bash, that you are allowed to invite all these people. Now there are a slate of people that you did not invite, and a good chunk of them are not in this room at the moment.
Yeah.
What you do with
That
that
is
is on you.
I think she'll maybe like give like a thumbs up to DJ Raleigh and kind of hop down into the sexy vortex that Cora and Chris are in, wanting to hang out with her pals.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think she's just gonna go wild and have a good time.
Okay. Ellie. One of the people that was not invited by Poppy does sidle up next to you as the girl in the green velvet dress. Well,
I suppose you can lead.
is that how you ask a girl to dance?
Ellie tries to remember like every single like movie about this that they've ever watched. Would you like to dance?
She just expectantly holds out a hand for you to take.
Oh god. Ellie takes their hand and brings them to the dance floor.
Okay.
Oh no.
Let's have you roll something.
Oh.
Roll to twerk.
Roll to twerk.
Dance for your life.
Dance.
What is the What's the difficulty on throwing it back?
Depends on how far back you throw it, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
And the botches you throw out your back.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. Make me an argument for what you want to roll.
Oh God. What do I want to roll?
I'll say we're gonna rule out the knowledges section.
Okay.
Drive because of the dump truck.
We're not. Oh, so we're not going to use computers for this?
No, this is not Revenge of the Nerds.
What if Ellie does the robot?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
That would be what happens if you roll a botch.
Oh, no.
What happens? What happens if I were to
Spend
roll? Yeah, I spent. Just yeet myself out of there. What were to happen if I were to roll courage? Because I'm being very brave right now, and dexterity to try to not fall over on my ass trying to dance and go around and fall all over the place.
Relatable.
I'd say that would be not dexterity, but self-control and courage.
Self-control and courage. Great. Cool.
You can make another argument. There could be a empathy of trying to read her to anticipate what she's going to do. And that would be like a dex empathy thing.
I have so little empathy.
Yeah, we've noticed.
Yeah, I'll do self-control courage.
Okay. Due to the overwhelming social anxiety involved here, this is going to be a 7.
Okay.
And you cannot use willpower.
That's literally the worst thing you could have ever said to me.
I know.
That's the coolest thing ever. Literally everyone else is like, oh, that's fine.
Hey, remember how you like spent all that additional experience for willpower?
I know, Graham.
I cast Pluck Wallflower at max level.
4 successes.
4 successes. So you tell me what this looks like. That you didn't just immediately trip over your feet or hers, and you didn't feel the overwhelming need to just run screaming out of the room. As I would like to remind you, the last time that you were in a club-like setting with a, well, different hair color. She's not wearing red. But still this intense murder wave expression on her face. Tell me what happens.
I think there's a little bit of there's a little bit of trying not to take up as much space initially as they're dancing, to eventually, like, some of the flashbacks coming back, like, initially come out in a like arms pushing out and a trying to like push away those like images and feelings, and then it turns into a movement on its own that does result in like in Ellie kind of like being looser with their body, but then also being looser around Bianca and actually, but so like not taking up space in that like now Bianca needs to be smaller, but in that beyond, in that like now they've found a rhythm together in a way.
I'd say, based on the style of music, her accent, she seems comfortable in the discotheque. She's finding her own rhythm, but I think it's an expression of sort of pareidolia, where the bouncing and waving of that voluminous hair almost seems like it's almost creating the tempo. And for a moment, because I imagine you're almost focused locked on this person,
Yeah.
the hair almost doesn't seem to be moving correctly. Like there's a bounce to it, as one would expect, but it seems like it's at a step of her. But it's still to the beat. Like you would think the way that she moves one way, it should logically move the other. But she has entered some sort of cheat code at the moment. And considering you've seen her do some interesting things with, you're not sure if it's telekinesis or gravity, one could easily surmise it is related.
Mm-hmm.
But it is adding to the sort of ethereal quality of not just the dance, but the ambiance of what you're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question is, you started the night with Petra, who was putting on a face, one that she claimed is her true face. Now, is that true or not is a much bigger question. The question for you becomes, as you are getting looser and more comfortable, you see other people who are like you, in the sense that they are not as human presenting. You do see Lila, well, she is throwing it back. You see Fitz without his coat, and he has Jub Jub sort of on the DJ's table. And it doesn't seem to know what it's doing, but its eyes have gone completely wide, like it is high on catnip. And as was previously promised, it is sort of just confusedly wobbling in place, like this sort of gelatinous metronome. But he is joining the bizarre cavalcade that is before you, wearing his real face. Or at least his face without any artifice. Do you feel comfortable doing the same? Or does the fact that you are hiding behind the artifice make this doable for you?
I think right now, the artifice is doing it for me. And I think that there is something to be said about how there's some sort of middle ground here of, I imagine there's a little bit of Bianca can fully see me without, like, past the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a little bit of like, that's the step forward in that what I am not running away from the person who can like just see past that no matter what. And can be that maybe a first step in feeling more comfortable there.
Mm-hmm. Progress. So let's go to the resident wallflower, Artem. What are you doing, buddy?
I actually just realized that Eyes of the Beast doesn't cost any blood. And I feel like it might be kind of cool to sort of cheat the system here and actually see what's going on.
So tell me what that does.
Basically, here, hold on. Let me get the rule back.
It turns the room from Vanta Black to Vanna White.
Something like that, honestly. Vampire see pretty well in pitch darkness, not requiring a light source to notice details, even in the darkest basement or cave. The
I think I'm gonna have
vampire's
to have
beast is
you.
evident
I
in
need you
his
to do that
glowing
again.
red eyes. Oh, did
'Cause
you
you're-
lose me?
Yeah, at least I did.
Okay.
You lost
I thought that
lots of parts of you. It got a little
was you.
robotic.
Okay. So the vampire sees perfectly well in pitch darkness, not requiring a light source to notice details, even in the darkest basement or cave.
Hmm.
However, the vampire's beast is evident in their red glowing eyes. So he's putting on a little bit of a show here.
Ah, I see. And what page is this on? This is
It's Protean 1.
Protean 1. So your eyes are going to be glowing red.
Mm-hmm.
So, unlike Alden and Jethro, that is a flaw that has become quasi-permanent with them. Their eyes are glowing. It not necessarily is them using Protean. Maybe that's how it started. Maybe it's always activated. Who knows? You've never asked them. But your eyes are aglow in a way that matches the energy of the room at the moment. It is, however, extremely disorienting at first because have you ever really used this?
I would say probably. Yeah. I think he probably used it a fair bit in the woods.
However, never in a room where there's already flashing lights and sort of specular highlights casting off of all the people and what they're wearing and the glowing objects everywhere that they are either wearing or is on the wall. And then with all the music, that there is a certain amount of sensory overload. That at first, there's a moment where you could maybe not pass out, but get so disoriented that you hit the floor. So I'm going to have you roll. Well, you can make me an argument here. Could use stamina or
Yeah.
athletics.
What about... I think athletics works. Maybe perception?
No, because you're perceiving too much as it is.
Okay, fair enough. Then let's go with stamina.
Okay. So you could do stamina and either...
Athletics is what I'm thinking.
It's either that or survival.
Oh, I'll take survival.
Okay. Because you are... Well, you did do this intentionally. Perhaps you didn't think the consequences through of these sheer assault of visual information happening. I'm going to have you roll this at an 8.
Oh.
And I will say multiple successes is important.
Okay. Well, that's really too bad because I got 1 6. Actually, no, it is a 10. So let's see.
You didn't get any
one
ones?
success. I did. Yeah, there were no ones.
No ones? Okay.
No ones. That's an 8. Let's go. 2 successes.
Okay. You do feel yourself wobble in place for a moment. And due to the disorienting, confusing aspect of whether or not there is a floor. You're not sure if you are falling ass over tea kettle for a good solid 20 to 30 seconds as you try to acclimate. But as you sort of refocus all this visual noise down to what is actually there and getting a sense of the actual parameters of the room, you're probably the only one in the room who can at the moment. But you are still almost listing to one side as you are trying to find your own bearing. And that's when you feel Yvette's hand on your wrist, just like sort of like fingertip on the wrist, as her face takes up the bulk of your visual range for a moment. And there's no smirk, there's no come hither expression. There's actual genuine concern.
Sort of blink.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was cheating. Trying to see what the hell's going on in here.
Are you all right?
Yeah, just never. It's a lot of lights.
And that's when she sort of steps, not quite to your side, not quite in front of you, but she does sort of turn her back. But it's sort of like just like a slight sort of like overlap of shoulder, which is saying something because you are that much taller than her. But basically her head is where the shoulder would be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little lower. And she just sort of, tell me what you see.
So he'll try to pick out details that a normal person wouldn't be able to see, things that he's noticing now that he definitely couldn't see before.
Is there anything that he would focus on, something that would really matter to him or just find interesting?
I think what he might be looking for an indication of what might be happening next. So maybe if there's like a light or something that is out of the field of view now, but will probably turn on and become something cool, as the show goes on. He'd point, the right there, an LED. I think that's an eye. Yeah, it's poppy. That's cool. I wonder what color it'll be.
I'd say is that somehow blossoms from sort of a combination of LEDs and lasers that overlays the mural that she herself has drawn. It's sort of this iridescent version of a poppy red. And for you, I would say this is a moment of like looking at something that has infinite contrast, where you have been seeing pure black. You suddenly have HDR mode. There is no such thing as pure black. There is no such thing as pure white. You have found a way to force a sort of corrected gamma range so that you are seeing all the saturation and shade levels in a fairly controlled environment. The space itself is not moving. There are lights moving through it. There are people moving through it. But because this is not an active situation, this would feel very different when you were if you were to use this during, well, the last couple of nights, entering into a dark warehouse where a firefight abruptly erupts. It wouldn't just be sensory overload. You'd probably end up catatonic and twitching on the floor. But she does start to ask you more details about what you see and what you like about it. It's if she's trying with closed eyes to see the world through yours.
Yeah, and he'll kind of play along. He'll do it at a whisper as well, because technically these are all probably spoilers for what's coming, right? So he's not trying to ruin the fun for anyone else. But
It's less that there's like all these sort of like light fixtures that are about to erupt. Most of what is the dance party is what you're seeing already. It's the things being added to the floor, the ceiling. Some of them are standing up on each other to do this. The walls, some of the drawings. There's a few lights that kick off from the DJ booth itself, but most of the lighting would be like the black lights that are adding to the ambiance.
Then he'll probably talk about like how it's constructed and like how much of a pain in the ass, putting together that piece right there probably was, based on the things that it's sitting on that you can't see in the darkness. That kind of stuff. Admiring the work of a fellow craftsman.
She does turn to look up at you for a moment. You should go in there. See whatever you're seeing from that perspective. And instead of trying to lure you in, she simply walks away. But she does offer you a small little smile over her shoulder.
I think he'll wait a little longer and just take in as much as he can. And then he will close his eyes, open them again. They're not red anymore. And he'll get in there.
Does he gravitate towards any particular people or?
Probably Chris and Cora.
Okay. We'll see Belle in the fray at this point. If anyone were to look at the wall, Lewis is long since gone.
That makes sense.
Sebastian is even part of the cavalcade of the beat at the moment. Poppy, what are you doing now that you have a crude dance mass over here?
I mean, she's like finding her bliss. It's so nice to be the center of attention, but also like to share the ripples, if that makes sense. To like, I have this image of like a droplet in a pond just kind of rippling out, and that's what the dance floor feels like to her. I think she will at some point vortex over towards Bobby and Lila if she's still there, just to test the water. answers as to what is possible in this moment.
I'd say
She can
you're
get a
also.
read.
Are you trying to entice?
Yes,
The small is hunting the tall. Got it.
correct.
Well, you make an argument for me. What do you want to do?
Like roles wise?
Mhm.
Hmm.
There's performance.
Yeah, I think performance would work because she's putting on a show anyway with her dancing, and at least in this moment, trying to kind of lure with her dancing. Maybe with a. I mean, is there an air of manipulation to this? Kinda. But I don't know if that's
Not really.
appearance.
Appearance or charisma.
Okay.
There could also be dexterity. You could be using athletics or performance.
Let's go charisma because I feel like she is emanating birthday girl energy, and charisma is maybe the vibe.
And
it.
once, I will say that once Poppy joined the fray, that Chris and Cora would have done their best to make her the centerpiece.
Thanks.
I'll take that into
Appreciate it.
consideration.
So I have like beautiful framing ladies all around me.
Well, and Artem.
And Artem. And he is statistically very beautiful.
Statistically very framing, yes.
I will say that that's also potentially playing against you.
Oh yeah.
No,
Well, they
he's
had
just
a
the
whole
cryptid in the-
Sasquatch thing.
He's just the cryptid in the background. You need the cryptid in the background to amplify the foreground.
Well, let's see how this works.
Oh goodness
So
gracious.
you're rolling charisma and
charisma and performance.
okay.
Should we roll opposed?
We can.
I'm
You
ready
know
for
what?
this
For fun.
rivalry.
It's a great idea.
I think you should.
Artem actually uses his willpower for this role.
Oh my
Not for
god.
the previous
Can I
one.
use a willpower to take away a success? Is that how it works?
It would be a case of accrued successes versus accrued successes. So I'd say it's whatever you want to roll, Artem, for yourself as well. It doesn't have to be the same pool. And I would say for you, it's athletics and whatever else you want to do.
Or who are we siding with whomever wins? Because I feel like
The audience.
This is gonna be
The audience, yes. Put your votes in the chat. Who you want.
who you want.
This is like one of those
I could start a poll.
voting shows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You should
That's
start
not.
a poll.
Because otherwise we'll be here for a week.
Fair.
Artem, what are you going to roll?
So the easy thing would be to just say charisma and athletics, because then I'd only have 4 die. But if we wanted to make it more fun, I could do appearance.
I think you need to do appearance.
You need to do appearance.
All right.
Because you were literally posing in her photos. Like, that's part
That's
of
true.
it. You know?
Oh, shit. This grudge goes back to before the break.
It goes back to the racetrack.
Oh, no.
No.
Poppy's
all-
secret revenge begins.
All 3 of you were in a photo with her.
That's very true.
Okay. Poppy, what'd you roll?
I didn't. I was nervous. I'll roll. I'll roll now.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's a one.
Just normal 5s.
6 is the normal roll.
6s.
Does she get to add the power of friendship?
Nope.
I have 2 successes.
Mhm.
Oh
Artem.
no.
God damn it, Artem.
Jeez.
Oh. On my birthday, no less.
Wow.
I would
Wowza.
say, for a moment, I think he needs to recover for a second.
Oh no.
It's okay. It makes sense. Yvette's
Artem,
gonna be
how's it-
pissed.
Artem, how's it feel to ruin Poppy's birthday? The one
We're
time
about to
you
find
get involved.
So,
Lewis was right. All you bring is destruction.
Fuck. Not again.
That ass too fat, Artem. It's too
Lewis
much.
never knows what his premonitions are about or the scale or severity.
So
He
true.
could be talking exactly about this.
That's so real.
So, as you are... Poppy, how exactly are you trying to get Bobby's attention?
I'm gonna dance over to her and kind of try to just join into whatever she and Lila are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe try to like subtly like separate from Lila a little bit and like put myself slightly wedged in the middle
Mm-hmm.
at some point. Kind of just like that kind of suggestion of like, hey, we could be closer than we are right now. Should we do that?
I've been to birthdays like this.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was a time. As you are weaving through the sound, Lila kind of smirks and she sort of sidles her way out of the tidal wave of whatever this is. And for a moment, Bobby sort of seems to be locking eyes with you and just you. And she does sort of fingertips on the shoulder to get you to kind of just slowly turn and lean back against her to do that sort of... I guess the only way I can really put it is that sort of like sway grind. She's sort of holding her small.
And then all the things she said
You
moment.
see...
It's
You
literally
see the
Artem.
arm reach over to point in Artem's sort of just John Hamm vibing at the club meme. And she's just doing this.
I'm just
Okay.
kind of like birthday sandwich.
You know what? You are
Puppy is a
statistically very
small
attractive.
between two talls.
Maybe I won the role.
You didn't lose.
We'll see.
Hmm. Now, that's up to you how much of a sandwich that becomes.
Fair enough.
But that is her intent at the moment.
Great.
And Yvette weaves into where Artem was, but her back is facing the situation, and she's dancing with Corwin and the now subsumed into a new vortex, Lila
Mm.
and Madison. So, Cora, what are you doing during all of this?
Well, they're a BLT, big, little, tall.
Hmm.
I mean, Cora's just been getting after it.
Meaning? Gotta give me more than that.
Do I though? I've been dancing evocatively.
Evocatively or provocatively?
Why not both?
Mm-hmm. And is there an intended target of this? Or just vibing?
Really just vibing tonight, you know?
Okay. Is it alright if I pan the camera away just a little bit then?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't need more spotlight right now.
Ellie, are you still with your dance partner, or have you tried to sort of vibe in a different direction entirely?
I think right now sticking with the same dance partner.
Hmm.
for now,
Okay.
until-
What I will say is that this very obviously continues for however long everyone would enjoy to have it do so. But eventually, there needs to be a little bit of a cool down. People need to maybe step out and get a snack or um, talk with someone for a moment away from the ear blast of music. And you are beginning to all filter back into the foyer in varying capacities. Now, whether or not some of you remain with your partners or your thruples, that's for you to figure out. But during all of this, the presumed high and mighty, or at least older, have been largely occupying the foyer or varying parlors, having their snacks. But as you're beginning to sort of filter back in, I need to unredact a section from my document. So, Clarice is beginning to direct a few people that you very quickly realize were not on your invitation list. Ellie, you are left partnerless as Bianca leaves your side. The various primogen, the whips that are stand-ins for their primogen. And while Bianca is not a whip, as far as you do know that she is presumably quite close to the regent. To the point where the only times you've seen her are in his shadow, fighting in sewers, and tonight. Every other time you've seen her, always next to him. And he's nowhere to be found. Havel is also one of the ones pulled into that orbit. Actually, I'll just go to my list here because I wrote that for myself a couple of weeks ago. Pulling out of the crowd is Petra, Ava Lash, Matilda, Tessa, Mason, Elizabeth Redgrave, Jean Corwin, Sebastian. Actually, not Sebastian. That's for something else. Samuel Limehouse and Bianca Sauvage. But as this starts to filter in a direction, leaving some behind, it's less immediately noticeable because you are all filtering into the room. It's almost like there's a bit of a ebb and flow happening, like an equilibrium happening at this exact moment. Maybe that was design, maybe it's a happy accident. You don't know. But as this is happening, you notice one person is not being pulled into this. Lore. She's left cold in the foyer amongst lesser peers. And smirkingly, elementally smug, Nico walks by her, giving her a little bit of a smile. And one of the first times you saw him, Poppy, that sort of slight sparkle off the diamond in the stud of his earring, almost as if commanding it at will. And as she raises her voice to inquire at Clarice at the other end of the hall, Clarice says, "Oh, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. You're one of Poppy's guests. These are mine." And she smiles as she is beginning to close some doors. But she looks at Nico as he's passing by. "Where do you think you're going?" "Oh, well, since I live here, wherever I damn well like." And in this absolutely incensed tone, she takes a step forward, trying to lock eyes with him. "Oh, Nico, don't pretend you're truly so cavalier. You're only back in Savannah because you thought you could hide behind Mummy's skirts." Nico's face falters for a moment, for he leans in as if to whisper a response, but it's an intentional stage whisper, loud enough for all to hear. "Oh, don't embarrass yourself, Lore. Let me do it." And as he steps back, if you want to accomplish something, stop resting on your laurels as he closes the door behind him. And I think on that note is a good time to end. See you all next week, folks. Catch us on Monday for Starfinder.